Committee on Government Operations to order. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Each member is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Commissioner Kniezek. Commissioner Clark-Holman.
Here.
Commissioner Basham.
Here.
Commissioner Killeen.
Here.
Chair Dobb.
Here.
Have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, approval of the February 10th, 2021 meeting minutes.
Move approval.
Colleen supports.
We have a motion and support. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Next item, please.
C, unfinished business. There is none.
Okay, thank you. Next item.
Item D1, under new business, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 3-year software license, equipment acquisition and services cooperative contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Co-File Technologies.
Okay, thank you. I believe we have Barbara Johnson here to speak on this. Did you want to give us a brief
I'm also
explanation of
here
this
with
project?
Craig Jones, who is one of the representatives of Co-File Technologies.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jones, did you want to give us a brief explanation of this contract?
Sure. This is, again, like mentioned, it's a digital, we digitized all of the track books 3 years ago for the Wayne County Register of Deeds Office, little over 1,700 books, digitized them and loaded them into a system for the Register of Deeds Office so that they don't have to actually physically go get those books and search them. They've all been enhanced so they can be searched by multiple staff at the same time. And this is, like mentioned, this is the next 2 years of the contract. There are 2 one-year addendums as part of the renewal.
And in addition to that, they're also storing the track books that they digitized, and they're hosting a server that was purchased to hold the digitized images.
Okay. Are there any questions from commissioners? Okay. I do have one question. So once these historical records are all digitized, will they be made available to the public?
It's possible they could, but currently no, because that will come with some additional fees, and we haven't worked out any structure for that at the present time.
Okay. Okay. All right, any direction on this?
Colleen moves approval.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kniezek.
Yes.
Commissioner Clark-Holman.
Yes. Oh, okay, yes.
Commissioner Basham.
Yes.
Commissioner Killeen.
Aye.
Chair Dobb.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a collective bargaining agreement with the Government Administrators Association.
Okay, actually, so we've got items 2 through 4, which are the bargaining agreements between the GAAs. So I'd like to take 2, 3, and 4 at once, if we could.
Fine by me.
Okay. So is there someone here that can speak on these items? Do you have, is Joe Martin?
Yes, I'm here. Joe Martinico, Director of Labor Relations for Wayne County.
Thank you. Can you just give us an update on these items?
Certainly. As some of you may recall, a collective bargaining agreement with these bargaining units was submitted to the Commission for approval and was approved, I believe it was late September of 2020. That agreement called for a one-year contract through October 1st of this year, 2021, and a $1,000 retention stipend. There were other provisions of that agreement, but those were the economic provisions. That same agreement, similar agreements with AFSCME bargaining units were also negotiated, but those agreements were rejected by the membership. The county went back into negotiations with AFSCME, ultimately agreeing on a 2-year agreement with AFSCME running through September 30th of 2022. Those agreements provided for a $2,000 retention stipend rather than a $1,000 retention stipend, and a 2.5% wage increase effective October 1 of 2021. The county executive, those agreements were submitted to the commission and approved. I believe, gosh, I can't remember, I believe it was December 17th. The county executive, believing that it was only fair to see if GAA would be agreeable to a further 1-year extension of their agreements, engaged in discussion with GAA, resulting in these extension agreements, which the economic terms of which are identical or mirror the agreements that had been negotiated and approved with our AFSCME bargaining units.
Okay, thank you for that. Do we have any questions from?
Yeah,
commission-
Melissa, or Madam Chair, let me ask you a question. So that I can get an understanding here. So had the county executive and GAA already agreed to the contract? And was it approved already?
They had agreed to a contract, a 1-year contract, providing for, as I said, no wage increase, only a $1,000 retention stipend.
Okay.
And that agreement was to expire, or does expire, on September 30th of this year, 2020.
Okay.
2021 rather. This extension agreement extends that contract an additional year to September 30th of 2022 and provides for a wage increase of 2.5% effective October 1 of 2021.
Okay, I guess that's where I was going. I was just wondering if they, if it was retroactive to the other 1-year agreement, but you just answered that question.
No, yes, there's no retroactivity with regard to the wage increase. The wage increase will become effective in October of this year.
So when the 1-year contract ends, that's when the new salary.
We'll
That's
take
when
it
that
back.
begins, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I just needed the clarification on that.
Thank you. Any further questions from commissioners?
Yeah, Madam Chair, Colleen,
Yes, go ahead.
do we have anybody from GAA on the call? I'd like to hear from the locals, what the vote was for each of these locals.
Greetings, commissioners. This is David Skillman from GAA. I have a couple of the local presidents here with me also, Cassandra McDonald and Elizabeth Patterson from the nurses chapter. We did, in fact, ratify these extensions. Our membership was informed as to the specifics, and they did approve, ratify the agreements to accept the extensions. And so I think, Commissioner Kleen, was that your question?
Yeah, I wanted to hear from the other parties in this agreement.
Yeah, that would And we
that
certainly
you guys are in agreement with this.
yes, we are.
Okay.
Cassandra or Elizabeth, is there something you want to add as to that?
No, this is Cassandra McDonald, president of GAA General Fund chapter. And yes, Commissioner, it was ratified, I believe 117 yays and 9 noes
17
with our
to 9.
membership.
Okay.
Yes,
117
117.
to 9.
117 to 9. Pretty
Okay.
overwhelming.
Sure is.
Yes,
So you have 128 members and you called it the general fund local? Is that what you called it?
yes, it is, sir.
So I didn't know we had nurse 1 and nurse 2 locals as well. Is that based on where they work? How many nurses do we still have in the county?
There's 20 nurses, and they are in 2 departments, in Health and Human Services and at JDF.
And we need more.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is Elizabeth Patterson of the Wayne County
Yeah.
Professional Nurse Council President. Yes, we do need more. That's
I'm
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, I heard that, Ms. Patterson, but
Well,
I
we are
just-
really we're in dire need. I mean, we are mandating constantly.
and that's why I asked about numbers, Ms. Patterson, so that
Yes.
because there used to be a lot more nurses in the county.
Yes, and now that, the jail has been privatized, they're doing their thing, but
That's right.
we're barely doing our thing because we just don't have enough staff at all.
All right.
And nurses are hard to come by right now.
Absolutely, especially at the salary that the county pays.
It's a
Sorry.
big demand. Yes, it is. Yes, that is true.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, GAA.
Sure, Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And I do see Steve Malin. I'm sorry, is it Malin or am I pronouncing it correctly?
Madam Chair, you had exactly correct. It's Malin.
Malin, okay. Thank you. I just, do you have anything you want to say to weigh in on these items?
No, I think this was the right thing to do. This levels up this agreement with JA with what we have with AFSCME. I just will also clarify that, but both unions will be getting that 2.5% increase on October 1. So that also got leveled up. And I will also wholeheartedly agree with the sentiments that we need more nurses, and we are, and Commissioner Clark Coleman's exactly correct. It's not only a shortage, but it is a national shortage.
I know.
And which would tell you that we would have a hard time retaining nurses, even if we were paying at or above market with a national shortage. And yet we all know we're a little challenged there. We're paying even less than that. So, we almost have to find nurses that are dedicated to wanting to work with children or working in the jails and or have a passion for public service, that kind of thing.
Let me add something if possible. This is Elizabeth Patterson.
Sure, go ahead.
We had 3 nurses to quit during this pandemic, and most of it was because of salary. And they all wrote that in their resignations, because in the constant mandation. So salary is an issue, because I could have hired somebody last week, but when she compared her salary at Beaumont Hospital to our salary, and she absolutely said, I can't do that because I have to live. It is a big difference, and it makes a difference because people will come if we pay them.
Thank you for your comments.
So, Melissa, I'd like to direct mine to labor relations. My comment. So is there something being done to maybe at least equate salary-wise? Since this is an area that we need, and that's what's causing one of the reasons that we're not able to recruit. Is there something that you're doing to maybe bring these nurses in line with, or at least competitive with, hospitals and other municipalities?
Yes, we won't be engaged in collective bargaining, which is the only manner in which we can negotiate wage adjustments with these bargaining units for these employees. We won't be engaged in collective bargaining again with them until next year, but we are aware of the issue that Steve raised and that Ms. Patterson has raised about the need to look at adjusting these salary levels for nurses in order to recruit and retain qualified professionals. We have a very dedicated nurse professional workforce. And they are, we have a great respect and regard for them. But the county's financial situation is what it is. And we will, of course, at the time we negotiate, see what can be afforded in terms of adjusting wage increases, adjusting wage levels in order to be in a better position to recruit and retain nurses. It's not just nurses. There are a number of other job classifications throughout the county where this exists, and we're aware of it. We're doing some surveys, some salary surveys to try to determine just exactly where we do sit in comparison to other public employers. And when we are able to do something, we'll do something.
Okay, so I'm aware that there are others. For one, the deputies, that's why we can't retain deputies, because we can't compete with the surrounding areas. We train them, and as soon as they get trained, someone steals them from us. So we need to look at those areas seriously. We need to look at nurses and deputies and those areas that we're having a hard time keeping employees. And we need to seriously, if you said we have to wait until then to negotiate, then we need to be looking at it right now so that we're ready with information to be able to act on it when we do negotiations.
Yes, we are in negotiations with the deputies union right now as we speak.
Okay.
And wages are among the issues that are being discussed actively in those negotiations. So we hope that there will be some adjustment that results from those negotiations for the
well, hopefully that will happen.
This Ms. Patterson, I want to add to that I don't think that we will keep the staff that we're hiring if we don't do something. I know we're not in negotiations. We tried that. Obviously, you see how it worked out. But I mean, we did agree to the agreements because, at some point you either lose everything or you all know the situation. Yeah, but we're not going to keep nurses at this salary, and we're not going to get good nurses at this salary. We are absolutely not. And there is too much mandation for these nurses. That is why they are quitting. They are writing it in when they leave, they're telling us why they're leaving.
Yeah.
In their resignation letters.
Yeah, in their exit interview. But I know with the COVID situation, that's put another burden on being able to retain these nurses. So I would advise you guys to do what you need to do to make sure that we are sitting here, that we are not sitting here with no nurses. Thank you.
My last comment is we tried that before the privatization and we lost. So, I mean, I'm just saying, we're doing everything from our end that we can. And we're here at Wayne County because this is where we want to be. We love the job that we do, and we do it to the best of our abilities. But mandating people over and over and over again is just ridiculous. We are only, we just don't have enough staff, and people are tired. Yeah, some people I can't even give vacations because I can't afford to.
Thank you, Ms. Patterson. Are you all set, Commissioner Clerk Coleman?
No, I just said duly noted.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I will say, if I can add one more comment, on the Privy Council with Mr. Evans, we have been having more discussions, and we're going to look at commissioning a study on this between Mr. CEO Evans and Judge Kaufman are well aware of the pressures on salaries. And as you all know, the history with the decade of not doing increase and so forth, you all know that the county fell behind the market. And there It's across the board. Nurses are bad. Right now, the demand is high for nurses, and so we're having a hard time retaining. There are positions where we're so far drift of the market, we literally cannot recruit. We had to make some adjustments to senior psychologists at JDF because some left and we could not recruit, and we did that. But there you have only a couple of incumbents. Here again, where you have a lot of incumbents, it gets very, very costly. And you've heard from others like Madam Prosecutor Kim Worthy's staff, where she has no trouble hiring good prosecuting attorneys because they get a great experience. As you all know, within 2 years, the other counties come calling, and the state comes calling after about 5 years, and it's like a training mill for her. And so she can recruit, but she can't retain. And again, in all these instances, it's going to take a lot of money to really fix it. And it is across the board. It's a massive problem. And so, I can't disagree with any of the sentiments about the nurses, and they are absolutely key. But again, it's not as simple as just saying, well, let's just throw some money at the nurses and we'll be done with our challenges. So, and I know you all know this, it's just worth, since we're talking about it, it's just worth expressing it yet again.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. It's an important discussion to have and to continue having until we can get this problem resolved. Do we have any other commissioner comments, questions before we take our vote? Or, well, I don't even have a motion yet, but any other commissioner questions?
No, but I'll make the motion, Madam Chair.
And I'll support it.
For items 2, 3, and 4 on our agenda today.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Colleen and support by Commissioner Clark Coleman. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Commissioner Kniezek,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark Coleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Basham,
Yes.
Commissioner Colleen,
Aye.
Chair Dobb.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item, please.
E, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
All right, I don't have any. Next item.
Public comments.
Have we received any emails?
No, we haven't received any emails.
Okay, I would like the clerk to take all lines off of mute. So just to give everyone fair warning, we're going to take you off mute. So if you've got background noise, just put yourself back on mute. Can you go ahead and take everyone off of mute, please?
Lines are now unmuted.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public who would like to make a comment?
Hi, this is Cassandra McDonald, President of General Fund Chapter of GAA. I'd like to thank you, Commissioners, today for your approval of the extension and the 2.5% increase. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public who wishes to make a comment today?
Elizabeth Patterson, and I'd like to echo that same sentiment. We thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Patterson. Any further comments from the public? Any further comments from the public? All right, hearing none, we will move on to the next item.
Adjournment.
So moved, Madam Chair.
All right. Can I get
Support that.
Okay, all those in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
All right, now we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.